if you guys are world champions, come on, English Premier League is starting now. Come and show us world champion.
That's not
win
false.
the league.
There we go.
Show us that you be world champion. Come and win the league. I'm saying it here now on this recording live. If you win the league next season, I will tell you guys you are the best club in London.
We're already the best club in London. It's been proven over and over that we're the best club in London.
You need to address us properly.
Chelsea Football Club.
World champs.
World
champs. You know what they're sounding like?
Get it right.
You guys
Get it right. Yes.
You guys are sounding the way American football fans act after they've just won their Super Bowl, and then they declare themselves the world champions.
All the World Series.
Take it.
All the World Series.
Or the World Series.
We played. It was 32 clubs from every part of the world. Okay, and we best everyone.
What do you guys think went wrong for PSG, and what went right for Chelsea? How was Chelsea able to so comprehensively beat probably the best team in the world at the moment?
So I can fix that because everybody was picking against Chelsea. Everybody, everybody, and
that does not include me.
Everybody except for most Chelsea fans. Listen first. Listen. I was so confident. In short, I was more afraid of the Fluminense game than I was for this PSG game.
Okay.
To the point where I was so bold enough to bet. I really bet. I bet on this game, right? So let me address it,
guys. So, hold on.
Calm down. So, and looking at Enzo Maresca's, the way he's been slowly, systematically setting up the Chelsea team for each game. It started before the end of the Premier League season. I've been seeing it because my issue with him was he was not flexible. He didn't show sign of flexibility. And I think towards the end of the Premier League, he started to show that sign. Right?
Just losing.
That gave me enough confidence. I remember the first show we did about this World Cup. I said I'm picking Chelsea. I wasn't 100% confident, but I was just picking them based on that. Right? Now, how did Chelsea manage to beat PSG? PSG does not play defense. Right? The teams that they beat were caught off guard, right? And outplayed.
There's been a system being put in place, and finally the players are beginning to get it, which is what Maresca has been trying to implement, and the result has shown. It's been showing from the tail end of the Premier League. Truth is, at the end of the day, I think when it comes to confidence in if we would have won or not, Roy mentioned he was more scared of the Fluminense game. I was more worried about the Benfica game, and I said it then. Brody and Yoni laughed at me. I told them I was picking City to win, but if we get past Benfica, I'll pick us, which is what I did since then. Even when it was PSG, I didn't doubt PSG could beat us, but I also didn't doubt that we could beat them, even though nobody else thought the same. Now, I said something last week about the midfield being the strength of the team, the Caicedo, Lavia, Enzo combination. Caicedo had a stellar game. I would say Vitinha, Nuno, I think it's Nuno Mendes, those guys, they've been in the heart of PSG for a minute, but I think Caicedo had our midfield had a better game. And of course, PSG's overlapping nature with Nuno Mendes and Hakimi, he caught up on them. And this also mentioned about a few counters here and there. Because Hakimi and Nuno Mendes are good at going back and forth, but the way the team plays, they apply so much pressure on all fronts. Even when Hakimi is going up front applying pressure, the other team is applying pressure. So if you get the ball,
all of them
it's hard to get the ball. But if you get and do a counter, that's where your luck can shine. And I think we just took advantage of our chances. I don't know if they underestimated us. I kind of feel like they did a little bit, because I feel like Palmer, being one of our best players, if not our best player, had a little bit of free roll. The chances he had, that's way.
He doesn't get those chances in the Premier League anymore.
Because because there were those chances.
Yeah.
The defenders or the people who were supposed to stop him backed him off him way more than they should. Yeah, too much space to perform. So I think all that played into the hands of, into our hands, and we're able to get a result. Honestly, I was shocked the goals came that easily, but it is what it is.
So I agree with some. I disagree with some.
If you agree with what I'll be shocked.
So, I mean, some sense in what Bola said versus what this guy was just spitting all over the place. I actually think it was a bad day for PSG. I really think, and I'm saying that because we all saw PSG throughout the season, and the performance they gave was not what anyone was expecting. It was a bad day for them as a team. It was a bad day for Mendes. Even if Chelsea won, but PSG gave the usual performance, I would be okay with that. That performance was nothing, was useless, wasn't worth it. They made errors, schoolboys errors. Like, even after the first goal, I was like, okay, tighten up and play better. Like, those were cheap goals. I mean, kudos to Palmer making the right decision, putting it in the right side, which typically, these are games that sometimes you see Palmer struggling, in games like this. But he showed up. He really showed up, and he was confident. And that's what you expect from players like that, to lift their team. So he did the right thing. But I was really disappointed with the PSG players. Like, to me, I feel like they didn't show up. Now, why they didn't show up, I'm still thinking through. Were they tired? Because I tell you, one of the best games in this tournament that I watched, that I enjoyed, was the PSG Bayern Munich game. That was a good game. That was a game whereby Bayern Munich basically did what Chelsea did to them right from the beginning of the game, right? I like the fact that Chelsea didn't sit back, because honestly, I was like, Chelsea, they might think, okay, that attack will be too much, so they would decide, but they didn't sit back, which made sense. When you have a strong team like that, you don't really want to sit back. I felt PSG was too confident, and they probably felt, maybe they came with the approach of Chelsea will respect them, and they will have time on the ball, and they'll be able to do the normal thing. That backfired. They didn't see that. Chelsea pressed, and I will give it to them, because when you have a young squad, that's what I would expect the manager to do. Letting them use the energy. You guys are young. You guys can run around. Even if you lose this game, give it your best. And they were rewarded for that. So it was a good work rate from them, and they did well, and they had their reward. To me, I felt like PSG was tired. Maybe tired from the previous games, I don't know. But something just did not click. I felt like a gun was like, and I think that game was stolen. And because it was on the US soil, with the US president sitting down there was an agreement made to say, there's no way this thing is going to get out of the US. I mean, the guy stole medal. Stayed on the pitch celebrating with them. Come on, man. He stayed on celebrating with them. They asked him to leave. He didn't leave. Chelsea is an American-owned
team.
Club. That one is backed by the Saudis, and you know how proud we are in this country, right? So I think it was stolen. There was a gun put to PSG's neck at the beginning of the game that you dare not go and win that game. So I think maybe that's probably what happened.
Luis Enrique lost this tactically, and what I noticed was Chelsea overcrowded the midfield and didn't allow that midfield to operate. So tactically, I think Maresca got it right against PSG. They did underperform to an extent, but I think tactically they were shell-shocked because of Chelsea's tactics.